Good morning, my people. How are you today? I hope your Thursday is doing well. Today is Random Cut Talk Thursday. I don't know how your night was, but but you know what is surprising is that I drove for like 5 kilometers, and the place 5 kilometers from my home was dry, like it has not touched rain for like the past 2 weeks. That's how dry it was. That's how it was. How are you, my people? Muyombia, Mark, Lawrence, Omole, Tusime, Eddie, Travel Life, Loma, Steve, the Asher Group, Starch Event, Louis, Seru Victor, World Security Aviation, Sharif Shafiq, Musime Kim Job. Musime Kim Job. Obuze nyo, Prince Stephen UG, Yusuf Minaj, Sekubulwa YMS Investments Limited. The person, Prince Stephen Ambuza, the genuine car dealers. Guys, let me tell you one thing. Car dealers are business people. They don't give a damn who you are. They are there to make money. They buy cars at dealer prices or what we want to call wholesale prices, and their goal is to sell those cars. Whether the car he has bought is good or bad, he has to sell it to someone. I would want to say all car dealers are genuine in their own way, but if he has to make you buy a bad car for him to survive, you're going to buy that bad car. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. The important thing is just do your due diligence. The people we have bought cars with, we move. We'll move like 5 bonds just to make sure we get the best. When we were buying the last wish we bought from the bond, the broker wasn't taking us there. He kept taking us to other places, and finally we go to this place that had so many wishes, and I asked him, so why weren't you bringing us here? He did not take us to like that place until every other place failed. You get. So the one thing I can tell you is that all car dealers are genuine in their own way. You, on the other hand, just have to do your due diligence, do your inspection, and make sure that you're buying a good car. When you're buying assets, the only person you should trust is you. That's why we do due diligence. And of course, there are people you hire, like professionals, that advise you. The person that is going to sell you and the brokers, the trust should be very minimal. You get. Arthur, a friend of mine, told me it's possible to get a Subaru Forester XT 2014 at around 30 million. Can it be true? Let him just take you to the place where he's going to buy it. Is a motor million but maybe he knows the place to get it at 30. Me, I don't know. But I can tell you it's 50 to 60 million. But if he knows the place where he can get it at, if a Subaru Impreza is 30 something million, what makes you believe you can get a Forester XT at 30? You get. If a Vitz now is 30 something million, if a Ractis is 30 something million, if you get Ben Kako, good morning. Jobo Waishu, Micah brings ABS light when driving at over. First of all, you would check the ABS controls and the ABS sensors, and then normally it's the sensors in the wheels. Normally that's it. Chika Wariki, good morning. Chris Fitness to good morning. David Clergy, Arthur, I'm interested in that Toyota, similar to what you drove to pick up the project car. What should be my budget? You should have about 12, 13 if you want to get a good one. 12, 13 if you want to get a good one. Mwalabe na mukade bwe kyayimiridde omuzanya n'okuzanya. Nze neekuba n'agamba neekuba kati usinda mukade is serving a purpose. Uganda second hand option is okay. Second hand is good, Kim Job. You can get at 30. You see, you guys, Subarus lose value so fast. You buy a Subaru Forester at 60 million, and next month you want to sell it, people are giving you 25. You get, and it's only the people that have been looking for that car at about a million in Kaga, but you 40, 45, 50. You get, but still, even if someone give you a 50 million in a car you've driven for 1 month, you have lost a lot of money. Karota Uganda, good morning. MK Dental Hub Clinic, good morning. Today I want to give you just reminders as we drive on the road. You know, yesterday I was in a class and we had this discussion of what's your greatest fear. And I think my greatest fear is being mobile. One, and when I can't do anything for myself, that's a big fear. Two is the fear of not being alive. I only have two fears, because if you are alive and you are mobile and you can do whatever you want, everything else is possible. Basically, if you're healthy and alive, everything else is very easy to do. But if you have life and it's good and you're healthy, everything is possible. You'll be doing one job and another gig finds you a better gig. When you're alive, everything is possible. And how that came, when I told them that those are my fears, and then the dude asked me, but you still drive a car every day. You don't want to die. Okay, you fear death, but you still drive a car every day. And yes, I drive a car every day. And I told him, but in Uganda, most people that die of road accidents are either passengers or border passengers, or riders or pedestrians. We are just seeing border accidents in Uganda. So I think in the car, I'm fairly okay. You get, I'm fairly okay. But then yesterday, a Fuso truck almost rammed into my car. And I just thought to myself, there are still truck drivers that would actually intentionally want to ram into your car. I don't know whether they call Muzimu. There are border guys that will ram into your car. And as I was talking to someone, they told me that even government vehicle drivers, yeah, he without trouble crash your, because you have nothing to do to him, especially the guys that drive state house vehicles. That I intentionally. So I thought, let's just remind ourselves today as we drive on the road that you can actually get a problem caused by someone that, I don't want to say they have a bad heart, no, because everyone has pure intentions, yeah? Everyone has pure intentions. But because they are the antagonists in that story, it's going to be turned around so that they are bad. You get? Like in the story of the NRA war, Amin was the antagonist. So for the NRA to win, Amin had to go. So everything Amin was bad. And I'm sure you still see the story. In the Amin story, everything Obote was bad. For Amin to survive, Obote had to go. So everything Obote was bad. For Obote, everything Buganda, Baganda, Kikabaka was bad. So to the people that love love Obote and follow Obote, they will tell you the Kabaka was one of the baddest people. You get, should not have been allowed to be president. They will tell you all sorts of things, because in Obote's story, the Kabaka was the antagonist and Obote was the protagonist, main character of the story. So everything that Obote said was true. But for Botuba to Wandika, even the antagonist, someone can tell the antagonist story. The way I'm going to tell the story of Kabaka Mwanga. You get? But I don't want to say to Muntu Bajana to make Morokayo intentionally they are a bad person. I want to say they are going through stuff. I want to say their mind is not prepared to be good. I want to say they just like to cause trouble. They just like to show people that they have a lot of power and that probably you cannot do anything, or they just want to make sure other people lose. So if someone crashes into your car, they are making sure you lose money. They are making sure your car is deformed and stuff like that. So I would like to remind you guys, especially the guys that are driving in Uganda, that there are people you're going to find to mere Morokayo intentionally. So as you're crossing lanes, as you're joining the road, as you're leaving the road, always remember that there are people that are going to want to crash your car. They are border guys. Abasambe Morokayo. Ajja kusambe Morokayo intentionally kujigomya kulaga konti toyina makulu. There are people like that. I don't want to say they are bad people. I don't want to say they are bad people. I want to imagine that they just want to see other people in pain. They just want to see other people. You get, and that's their nature. You get. So I would like to remind you as you drive on Ugandan roads that you get. So today, Random Car Talk Thursday, I just want us to remind each other of the important things for us to know as car lovers. Now we boboka ina jukizo mna Dr. Kasule Matia VIP, good morning. Kim Job Kakate Arthur, you know you are my guardian angel. I'm interested in the Subaru for the Surrender 14. Can they help me on what and what? It's going to be more expensive to manage than your Ranex. It will be much more expensive to manage. Gives you better ground clearance. The fuel consumption is not going to be friendly. XT is at 2.5. Agenda kubekunywa ne bobo gifunye baba atekamu nga batekamu 2 liter igenda kubenywa amafuta gijja kubeganywera ddala. So you're going to forget your Ranex fuel consumption, because even if it's in an Impreza, the consumption won't be like that of the Ranex. You get it? But other than that, if you drive it the way you have been driving your Ranex, you will keep the Subaru for long. Nakate Christine, good morning. Gabantu Bernard, good morning. JC Semogereri, good morning, car lovers. I attended some car auctions in Japan in January. I want to share some observations. Car color doesn't determine price. 2, mileage and service history are very important. Thank you, Jesse. But that's in Japan though, right? That's in Japan. Here, mileage, especially if you're buying from the board, like if you're buying from Japan, Jesse, it's important for you to mind the mileage. But here, cars here in the bond, mileage has been tampered with, and it doesn't even take 10 minutes to tamper with the mileage of the car. The thing that is going to happen, you're ready to pay premium price for your car. Other people are going to be buying those cars at 35, 36 million. You're ready to buy 44. Mileage should be something you should look at. Some things we should look at inspecting the Ugandan way. JK, good morning. Taula Stephen, good morning. Thank you, Taula. Everyone's life matters, guys. And I was thinking also, there are people that I was driving with a friend of mine some time ago. Try to vuga moroka ye. Wa Boda na jana amuyingiramu. Na amutomera intentionally. Vayo. And it's something I have never thought of even doing. Now, this person's car got scratched. The Boda guy was stressed. The Boda guy actually got no problem. You know, those Boda guys put guards on their Boda. So it's like a guard thingy on the back of the Boda that scratched the car. So the Boda guy was okay. But this guy's car got scratched. At that moment, we did not even look at the damage in the beginning. We saw it later. So I understand that there are probably some people, but they also matter. They also have like families. Arthur, between Shell Oil and Total Oil, which one is the best? Taula Stephen, which oil have you been putting in? Because all those, you guys need to understand that all those car manufacturers, they make oil. They all have 5W40, 5W30, 15W20. They all have those oils. So you just need to know which oils do you put in your car. And then you choose whatever brand is favorite for you. I hope you guys are doing very well. Hussein Monyantwari, good morning. Yeah, guys, giving ourselves random reminders today. I'd like to remind you guys that zebra crossings should be respected. Why? Because one time you'll probably very old in set up zebra crossing, you'd want people to stop. One time, maybe your kids are crossing the road at the zebra crossing and you want someone to actually stop. So it starts with you. Good morning, Arthur here. I remind you to buy fire extinguishers for your cars. I've witnessed a car ban at one of the traffic lights. Guys, fire extinguishers. Thank you very much, Edward Pro. Guys, if we all had fire extinguishers in our cars, yeah, cars would not burn. Buy fire extinguishers, however small it might be. Buy fire extinguishers. George Senkuge, good morning. Guys, put fire extinguishers in your cars, and also use qualified wiring people to fix the wiring of your car. You get what I'm saying? Guys, we are doing random reminders here for car drivers, owners, and lovers. Remind us of something that we normally forget on the road. Mulaba zebra crossing, you see how borders don't respect the zebra crossings. Borders. In a country where we do that, we expect our leaders to actually act like we matter. They won't. Because we also know we treat ourselves like we don't matter. The Asha Group, I've not yet bought a car, but I already bought a fire extinguisher 9 kg. Asha Group, Amina. So guys, buy fire extinguishers, and remember that fire extinguishers expire every year. So you need to go put fresh extinguishing gas. I think that's what they call it, yeah? Fresh extinguishing gas. Arthur, don't you think the Primoval Matic is overrated? I think it's overrated. I don't think it's worth the money. I don't think it's worth the money. Like buying a Primo 45 million shillings. And then at 44, 45 million shillings, you can also get a Subaru Forester 2013. Something like, I don't know if it's still at that price. The time that I inspected and we bought it at 46, then there's someone else that went back to buy the same car and he bought it at 55, I think. Yeah? But I find that the Primo is not worth the price, but people like it. Good morning, Peter Mangini Petero. Arthur, one way at what time? So guys, remind us, what are the things that we forget as car drivers, owners, and lovers? I'd like to also remind you guys today that borders are above the law. Borders are above the law. Okuja Kongo in a connection now, we are above. If you're a person like Athanga, you're a normal human, normal Ugandan, Toina ko Godfather, borders are above the law. Always remember that. Borders are above the law. Borders are above the law. Echo njagala bannange mukijjukire tebakwata kuwa border. Now, we have shared this. We have said time and again, it might be because borders basically as spy agents, both police and the army, and probably ISO and S1, whatever agencies the government has. Tebakwatwako ekyo nkibagamba. Mubalaba bwe bavuga singa amateeka gaali gabakwata baali badde tebavuga but we would have more order. We don't have order because tebakola ki? Tebakwatwako. I want you to remind yourself of that. So as you get into a scuffle with a border man, remind yourself that the borders run the economy. So I think also that without borders, people don't get leadership positions. So you cannot tell me there is no member of parliament that has thought of passing a law that regulates how borders behave. You see, but at the way borders from this side are crossing, After where can I get the car machine you used to jumpstart the project car? I'm importing more, which are you can buy from me in one Kampala Simanyabulina. And you know, it's one thing buying that car thing, but it's also another buying something that is strong enough. Okay. By the way, Arthur, there is a nice chigere morokoni at Yonyama. They deliver around Kampala. Yonyama, is it a website, Edward Pro? Do they do lunch? Evening. I should eat chigere for calcium. Arthur, owa boda akawala akatutoka bana isikalabi. Even the traffic police police. I've interacted with like a number of traffic police officers, and they will tell you, but I think somehow they are not allowed to touch border guys. I find that border industry is the biggest employer of the unemployed and poor men. It's one industry where you can enter without regulation. Very true. After yesterday, a friend of mine got a minor accident with a border guy, and I advised her to let go since her car had sustained a few knocks, but she wanted to wrestle with the border man. Guys, avoid borders at all costs. First of all, they never have cash, and even if they had cash, I can tell you one thing, they are more connected than you. And some of them are high-ranking officers. You'll be surprised to get an border police bamusibe, but yet bamusaluting. But traffic omulabe bina Edward Pro. Me, I'm focusing on the broadcast. Guys, double tap your 45. We have only 28 likes. Guys, double tap to give us likes. Likes. Double tap. When you touch them, the way you love me. But I need a motive my bang. Sit over to make my life easy. To find a lot to papa. When I'm not with them, I'm just not today. If it go, no see comida. In a messy eating and I'm with the way I care. To what you go, the table car. To my ears again, I got to live with me. Baby girl, you will rock with me. Give me my side, give me at least 40 likes, guys. Double tap, double tap. Double tap your screen, Makatia. It's what I'm feeling time when you're by my side. Thank you, Jesse. Tell us why. Jesse, tell us why. Jesse, tell us why. Let me tell you the truth. It's the way that was in the definition. Take a picture of you, 3 big glasses, make you an invention. Baby girl, you will rock with me. Keep your mama side, you will stuck with me. Girl, it's what I feel inside when your mama side. Yeah. Double tap, guys. I need at least 40 likes to get a mass. You're my number, what's gonna become my wife? Run them down, run them down. Tell you get together. Now I'm soon, now I'm number. Now I'm number. Tell you how to tala, tell you how to timber, tell you how to sola. Baby girl, you will rock with me. Give me by my side, you will stuck with me. Girl, if I'm not feeling fine, when you're by my side, yeah. If I'm by my side, I'm it's got you on my life, you know. She not a lot for me. So I do this simple thing for her. Like she give me one, everything she do give me one, you know. Take your time for that. One day, oh. Okay, man. Yeah, we're gonna start. Okay, man. I woke up in the good. I don't know why, but I'm feeling too like I was the whole mood. I'm not gonna put on a t-shirt today. Feel like it's guitar today. I make her smile, I make her laugh. I make her dance, I make her wine. Feel like getting on down to me, God. Feel like touching on down to me, God. I'll make you one, make you one, babe. I'll make you smile, I'll make you after that, I'll take you to my place where we will play on the phone play. Yeah. Feeling good. Jump. Feeling good. Wake up. Feeling good. Jump. Feeling good. Wake up. You and me, we rule the world. Guys, 40 likes to gain a mass. 40 likes to gain a mass. 40 likes to gain a mass. Gonna gonna make them jump. We're gonna make them dance. Jump, 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 jump. Jump, 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 jump. Yes, guys. How was the project car video? What random car talk Thursday? I'm doing random reminders, guys. I'd like to remind you guys to change your air cleaner. Choose an air cleaner, guys. The air cleaner can kill your engine. A bad air cleaner will kill your engine. Also, change your cabin air filter for the guys that use air conditioning, because the cabin air filter will determine the quality of air you breathe in when you're inside your cabin. So change your cabin air filter. I would also remind you that at least once a year, if you can, pour all the coolant out of your car. Coolant yena muje mu radiator yena. There's a thing at the bottom. You can buy your 5-liter jerry can of coolant or the 1-liter packs. Go home, yeah. Akantu ka radiator kali wansi ku radiator, it's like a cover. You open it and all the coolant will pour out. Then pour coolant. If you can't buy the red coolant, it's the heavy duty coolant. The green one is okay still, but the red coolant is the heavy duty one. It's the one that is also used in trucks and all. So if you put it in your car, it will perform much better than the green one. So change your coolant as well, at least once a year. For there are guys that have driven their cars for 2 years, please don't top water. Don't top up water. If you can, put coolant. Yeah, put coolant whenever you can, but change it at least once every year. I'd also like to remind you guys that whenever you can, at least once every 2 years, let your mechanic remove all the brake fluid and take brake fluid omupya. By now, we basumula brake fluid oli omukadde na akolachi na amujemu atekemu omupya. And if ever your brake fluid turns black, we'll keep it away in the tin, the brake fluid tin. If it ever turns black, that means there's something wrong, either with your cylinder or with a part in your braking system. It's majorly the cylinder that makes it supposed to be clear. Which take it. And for the guys that drive manual cars, the clutch cylinder as well, which take it. But whatever you do, make sure that you do random maintenance on your car. And should you ever be driving and you feel like your brake takes more time, like the pedal takes more time to actually grab the brakes, then that means your brakes are getting worn out, especially the rear brakes. Brake fluid, but normally the brake fluid reduces if your brakes are worn out, so it takes more brake fluid to get your car grabbing. So you should always check those brakes. At the brakes, the terror as a brake says because they're really visible, and it also takes time for for the mechanic to actually replace them. So we normally don't check those brakes, but try as much as possible to feel muchigere. So that total kange moroke mazikuga na kusiboli okugule brakes. So we are talking about air cleaner, cabin air filter, changing your coolant, brake fluid. Check your brakes as well. And if you buy new tires, the standard time for driving tires and changing them in Uganda has been 2 years, especially for people like Arthur that drive every day. Like me, I do 100 kilometers every day, and I change my tires. From what I see, I'll be changing my tires every 1.5 years if I continue driving this distance. If I buy all 4 tires new, like the tires that are my car, I bought them all at once, and I bought them, I think, Jan, Feb, March, I think around March or April last year. And so they've already made a year. So in about 6 months, I should be changing tires. I should be changing tires because I move my entire family in this car. And when you drive your entire family in the car, you want to make sure that it's safe. And sometimes I do speeds over 80 kilometers per hour. So if you're going to be doing that, it only makes sense that you drive a car that is in very good shape. So service your engine. Yesterday I did service. Only oil changes. For me, it cost me 240 yesterday. I use fully synthetic oil for my car. Now, there's someone that's going to say, "Atamvuga engine yo nenze nkozesa service wa mitwaro 10 wokozesa mitwaro 10 because emoroka yo wajiwukula." The moment you put heavy oils, mineral oils, katugabe mineral oils in your car, obo mazo kujonona, toina kushuka ku synthetic. I'll give you the one NZ that is in this card. It's the same in the Fielder. You find it in the Romion, in the IST. Which other car? The model of the Ractis I have, it's supposed to take fully synthetic oil. So I put 5W40. I think, yeah. On this time, but I put 5W40 in my car. Where's my old thing? Here one is, let me even write. Yeah. So I put 5W40. You need to know what oil you put in your car. Now the oil 5W40 that I put here is the oil that can go even in the hybrids. Let me just try to meet here. 5W40 tier 1 is equal. So your code whenever I ask you what oil do you put in your car, you don't tell me I put Shell or Total. You need to know what grade of oil do you put in your car. Some of you put 15W40, some of you 20W20. Does that even exist? You get it? And for me, when do I call a service, I even feel the engine of the sound of my engine changing. And the oil I put in my car will take me up to 10,000 kilometers, yeah? And that's about the way I drive. That's about 4 months, 3 to 4 months. So basically I do service every 4 months. That means I do service 4 times a year. That means service yemoroka yange mwaka nganchusa only oil. Oil change costs me about 1 million shillings. Now there are things you don't have to change all the time, like the coolant, you can do it once a year. The brake fluid, if you want, you can do it once a year. The brakes, I change brakes at least twice a year. I don't know how often you change your brakes, but I change brakes twice a year. The tires, it will be once every 1.5 years. What other thing do I change that often? The bushes, I do it at least twice a year. Which take Arthur, thanks for the project car. Can't wait to see the process of restoring it. I'm also driving a project car and I was beginning to lose hope in it, but I've been encouraged by that it can be restored. Guys, I can tell you one thing, old cars have no problems. The issue is, if you want the old car to feel like a new car, that's where the trouble comes in. I know that started won't feel like a new car. But I'm going to work on it, and I'll make sure take Ubagana. 1, I'll make sure it has air conditioning. 2, I'll make sure that it looks good. 3, and I'll make sure that inside, outside, it looks good. That I can close my windows. I'm not doing it for anyone. I'm not doing it for people to buy it. I'm doing it for me, because I want to be able to keep it. I want, and it's going to eat some money. If I'm going to do everything I want to do, everything I want to do will cost about 9 million shillings. I think that's probably the thing that people that buy cars, old cars take some money. If you buy an old car, it's going to take some money. But you're going to ask, where is the 9 million shillings going to go? The engine is going to be overhauled. The gearbox, not so sure yet, but it definitely has a problem. The interior has to be overhauled. The entire interior has to be overhauled. The seats have to be redone. I want to make them a little bit softer. I want them to hug me a little more. I'm going to work on the floor. I don't know how much rust we have on that in that car, but I'm going to work on the floor. We're going to remove the entire dashboard and clean it thoroughly, so that the next time we smell this car, it smells fresh. There's a guy I normally tell you about, the guy that fixes doors, hinges and stuff. I know Kuja. You will see it in the video. Call it timing. Then I'll get a panel beater to come and do panel beating. Then I think I also want to alter the color. I want to give it a new fresh look. I don't like black. I want to give it a fresh look. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to do. And for the people that have old cars or people that are planning to buy old cars, at the end of the project, I'll break everything down for you to understand how much I spent where. And I'm the first bidder. I'll be the first person to bid on that car. And if nobody outbids me, I'll keep the car. Jambade Huntington, good morning. Official, good morning. Kim Era, Lubowa Stephen. How often should you service transmission and diff for us who are looking forward to purchasing Mark II Grand? You see the thing with gearboxes, it's transmissions. If it's working, leave it alone. If it has no leakage, leave it alone. If it's changing the gears properly, leave it alone. But for the diff, I think you should check on it every like 2 years. Like Bobo Juguzinga Wakajugura bot, check on the diff to make sure it has CC. If it has CC, if it's reduced, make it full, and then just drive your car. I'm telling you, when we love our cars, we tend to think that we just have to do things to make it work. Sometimes doing things will break it. You guys have seen multiple videos with mechanics, not even Arthur, saying that sometimes you'll service your gearbox and kill it. Nga gearbox yo yali badde namu. What's that? Nga gearbox yo yali badde namu naye nga gwe mukwagala okugitereza ojonoonye. Not just Arthur, you have seen it. Now, and of course, there are also other mechanics that will tell you service gearbox servicing. Guys, with CVT, leave CVT alone. Mechanics make money either way. When you go to service the gearbox, mechanic agenda call it out sent. Ngatoina chewakoze, mechanic agenda call it out sent. If the gearbox breaks down, either mechanic agenda call it send because he's the one that's going to put the new gearbox in there. Atile banati kamu gearbox sender. Either aina na yo jongera mo hydraulic. Ontegera. So either way the mechanic makes money. But when you sometimes it's good to listen to mechanics, but I want to think if all the mechanics we had actually went to engineering school, never be soma, never be tegera, it would be something else. But for you to listen to a mechanic that gambles, I am telling you, mechanics gamble, all mechanics gamble, and it's painful. It's really painful that all mechanics gamble, but when they start saying, then when they start talking, you would actually think, oh, every time you hear mechanics saying, talking, I have a hidden roof house, and I struggled with that house, re-roofing it, make it, and he would come and say, well, guy be yakura rain would come back until I got an engineer that went to school. I got him from here. Until I got an engineer that went from school. He never even went up the roof. Yangamba Athalinya, I went up on my roof. Nangamba kwata tape measure. Pima wano. Izo ziri maker, and he wrote down. Zino ziri maker, and he wrote down. Zino ziri maker, and he wrote down. And then he told me we're going to use this amount of money to fix that leakage. And I am telling you, when I got the money and gave it to him to buy whatever he needed to buy, he came, he fixed the roof. He used 2 days with these people. I'm telling you, I've not had leakage problems again. So with everything I do on my house now, that engineer and Yako sent. Why? I realized there is something in someone that went to school for something, and majority of our mechanics did not go to school for those things. But some with experience. They do trial and error. Most of them. Until now, the problem with those that went to school is that they don't have practical. Ntibaina theory na practical mutono. Ate kitali mu kuzimba, nti an engineer that went to school okusoma engineering, ate ne practical asobola okubanga amulina, like that dude that fixed my leaking house. I don't have problems. Like yesterday, the house, bedange enkuba bwetonya ngobera mu kweraliikirira, enkuba otonya bwoti notandika okebera ewali olugogo labe weewatonya. Mukama Katonda wange. Nze nako abazimbi be Uganda. Ate baja ne besiriasi nga ne saga. Wate wali engineer supervising nga ogwe manyi nti yasoma ali registered with the engineers board. At any time namukade over mark to grand. Bosobola ofuna namukade jifune. I'm telling that guy, nze muto wange avuge moroke yangamba tenywa ye yagala. Good morning, Arthur. I have a question and it goes. I hope it's not doesn't. Henry Morenus, good morning. Sechanzi Ronald, good morning. So guys, just today we're just doing reminders, and I'd like to remind especially the guys that got cars from the bond or near the new state. It will save your interior from that, but it will also keep your car clean for the time when you want to sell. And on top of that, change your cabin air filter. And also close the doors and make sure that they are really closed. And also, if you can, try as much as possible to avoid eating from the car. Why? When you eat from the car, it will bring cockroaches. Cockroaches eat the seats, especially if it's not leather. The cockroaches will eat things. And then cockroaches will pee and poo in the car, which will bring a bad smell. I'd also like to remind you that don't wash your car from a washing bay that has no vacuum cleaner. To vacuum your car first before they wash inside. Why is it that people still have Toyota Corona Primo even after a few months? They don't have money, Jonah Amanya. Anybody that likes the Primo old model doesn't have money. Anybody that's now buying the Type C, C Light Primo, it's because he doesn't have money to buy the newer model. Guys, let me tell you one thing. The only reason we drive the cars we drive is because of our budget. If Arthur doesn't have the money now, buy the hybrid he wants. So he's still driving the Ractis. Echo tuchikirize tuchigane. Sente zoina, over the money you have budgeted for a car, dictates what car you buy. It has never been about love. And of course, we can say that people love what they know, yes. But also there are things they dream of, but they cannot afford. The Harrier car in good condition cost me how much? 25, 30 million, 25 to 30 million. You can get lower. You can get it at lower price, but I'm just preparing your mind so that more than a million asset you can move around, more than whatever options in Yenji. They can all put on the driver mirror. Kagura katia. That car one 5K. Depending on where you buy, but 5K. I'm not sure about those things because that's a chemical and you want to breathe in chemical. I'd rather keep my AC clean. Periodically, you can get an AC guy to like clean your system. I would rather stick to natural AC and your own perfume, spread out in the car. It's chemicals. It's just me thinking out loud, yeah? Just me thinking out loud. So, guys, look at your tires. On the tire, there are those markers. I'm sure you guys have seen those videos. There are those markers If the tire has not yet reached the marker, it's okay. But if your tire is chapped, buy a new tire. If your tire has gotten worn out on one side, buy a new tire. Ejakusera at a time you don't expect it. For the reminder, I help for a person who wants to buy his own first car 20 million 23 because there are not a lot of cars on the market, yet it's confusing for a beginner. Official chocho, Ojirachi Sichiddamu encha 20 to 23. Iranga bogambere moroka si nyingi ku 2023. Good morning, Arthur. Can get elf tipper 30? I think you can. You should be able to get one. Abasinga bazitunda million asatu mu ttaano ana, but you should be able to get one. Ejja kubaamu obukola, you'll have to repair certain things, but you can get. Arthur, where can I get good plugs? It depends on what car you drive. Depends on what car you drive. But you go to the dealer, the brand dealer for your car. If you're driving Nissan, I think it's Motocare. Mitsubishi, it's Victoria Motors. I think Kia, you go to Kia. Peugeot, I think it's also Motocare. You get, just understand who the dealer of your car is. And then you go to that dealer. If it's Toyota, you go to SFAO. Which take right? So understand where your dealer is, and then it's not a very good idea to buy a car where there is no dealer, because if then go to SFAO, if you have a Peugeot and there is a Peugeot dealer, even the spares he doesn't have, he's dealing straight with Peugeot, so he will go and get it for you. But it's Peugeot, Peugeot, Peugeot. Peugeot. Oluwo dira Peugeot alaika Motocare. Genda mbira Peugeot ne baba talina party ajjaji kutumiza. Like right now, I think the biggest struggle with the project car is I'm looking for lights. Bumper, I decided to like just reuse that bumper, but there are lights that I want, the headlights. I don't want those lights of Warico. They are the lights I want, and the grill. I want the lights that come with the grill. And right now, locally, I'm not being able to see. So I'm also looking online. Even online, it's really hard to stress there to find them. People normally have only the grill. They don't have the lights. Or they have one light and they don't have the other on the grill. Which dealership is for Honda? I don't think we have a dealership for Honda cars. We have a dealership for Honda motorcycles, but not for Honda cars. You have a Honda, the Asher Group. I don't think we have a dealer for Hondas. So another reminder for us to always remember, when you sit with your kids in the car, make sure they sit behind. Kids should not be sitting in front. And when they sit behind, make sure they use seat belts. Make sure they have seat belts on. Anytime we can get into Nosba abruptly, you don't want your kid to come flying through and go through the window, because that's a very possible thing. And then if you have a passenger as well, make sure that that passenger also has a seatbelt on. Now, when you need have your seatbelt on. That's one way for you to keep yourself safe. I don't know if that makes sense. And you want to make sure that everyone that is in your car is safe. Also, don't move when you're talking on phone, because the more you move when you're talking on phone, the more you risk yourself. These days, mama mbane ambeerako nnyo ogenda okugira akulaba omukono ogenda kusimu ogenda nga akutunudde ati mugaye. Abani, my son, ambeerako nnyo. Daddy, you cannot drive when you're holding the phone. Okitegeera, you can. Do you think that overheating problem for Subarus can be resolved completely? Yeah, but there are people that have been driving Subarus for a very long time without them overheating. So I don't really think it's a problem of the Subarus. It's a problem of the owner or the driver. Subaru jivuge bulungi, make sure it doesn't have a leakage on the cooling system. Make sure it's always there. Don't drive it recklessly. It's just overheating. I'm thinking of Honda Fit. We don't have a dealer. You can buy it and then you'll share the experience. When I share experiences with other people, people will come out and say, Bonimba, Sibimanyi. Okitegeera naye nga mwebale kubeera ku broadcast ndakiketaano kamba sibule nga batumalayo reminders ezisigadde. Guys, there's something that we forget as car owners. Check your headlamps, check your brake lights, check your parking lights to make sure that they work. Check those things to make sure they work. Omuntu avuga nga alina kettala limu erikola okusobola okulaba alina teekamu full ate nga bw'ateekamu full are blinding other road users. You don't want that. Muyombi Mark Lawrence Omule Tusime Edit Travel Live Vlogs, Us David Klaje VIP Kasim Kayondo Paul Sema Steve the Asher Group such events Louis Seru Victor World Security Aviation Sheriff Shafik Musime Kim Job Prince Stephen UG Yusuf Minaj Sen Kubulwa YMS Investments Limited Ben Kako Job Owaichu Chikawa Ricky Lubura Chris Fitness. Lubura Chris Fitness, MK Dental Hub Clinic, Karota Uganda, Ronald Muchwa, Nakate Christian, Dr. Kasule Matia VIP, Gaban to Bernard, JC Semogele, JK of course, Hussein Munyanto, Ali Taula Stephen, Ibrahim Jemba, Edward Pro, George Senkubuge, the Asher Group, Peter Mangeni Peter, Busura Baslu, Chikawa Ricky, Enoka Himbisiwe, Mr. Kometa UGVIP, BM, Go Highlights, Walugembe Geoffrey, Stephen Omuria, Danny Okeni, Albino Olaf, Just Me Diego, Lubowa Stephen. I'll be sharing Eric Wakabi in Kenya needs your services and you may need him around your project car. I'll be sharing his contact on WhatsApp later. Kali Stephen. Stephen Omuri, at what point does the tire swapping happen front to back? I think if you're going to be driving your cars for 2 years, the first year, swap. But you do, and that, which take this is Bachisola Stephen. I'm using account on premium YouTube. True. Go Highlights. I want to do a project car on Mark II Grand. Thank you for the inspection. Kari. Official. Yes, you're late. Arthur, thanks for the project car. Chamba de Hannington. Kim Era, Henry Modern Juice, Search and Zero, Gawar. Thinking of yourself, try Jesus. Okay. Jonah Amanya. Search and Zero Ronald. Muroza Sibamaze, you know. Alcam Timona Runjoji Harriet. Seru Victor. That's difficult. VIP is telling us that we should respect traffic officers. Guys, try. If you're not the respectful type, just avoid confrontation with traffic officers. Drive as effectively and efficiently on the road. Respect the laws of the land. That way you will not have to get in touch with the traffic officer and then you will not disrespect them. Modia, go for, don't buy if you can avoid. Chikawa, there is no BMW dealership in Kampala. SC for clearing rear front windows. If your AC works, those things should be working. Yeah. My device, how about Toyota Duet? Leave it if you can. Attract Studio, yes. Cambase VIP. Just Genko, yes. It's important for someone else to drive your car as you watch from outside to notice the general look of your vehicle, such as headlights, tires bouncing and so on. Some of those things you can hear and go vuga. The thing of rear lights, just get someone to step on the brake. Even if it's a kid, just tell them, and then you go check. I'm selling my Paso Sete, guys, 25 million. I'll come to Bagambi Atunda Paso Sete. Guys, thank you very much for being part of the broadcast. I don't take you for granted. Namabadi Mukamol, the guys that watch this video later on. Next Wednesday, we'll be launching episode 2 of the project car as we work on it. Whatever what we will take you through. Some of you guys have never done the things that I've done for old cars. And it's important that you understand May the good Lord bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Question Friday. Ciao, ciao.